So they're picking heads of grain on the Sabbath and eating it. And they accuse Jesus, what you're doing is unlawful on the Sabbath. And Jesus said, David broke the Sabbath. Everybody breaks the Sabbath. The Sabbath is done away with. No, wait, what does he say? Which was lawful for the priests only, and he gave to some of his companions as well. Then Jesus declared, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Therefore, the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. How is Jesus Lord of the Sabbath? He's referring back to when it was made, and the word man is anthropos. Jesus is referring to the Sabbath being made, which is the creation story in Genesis 2. So it was made back then for anthropos, mankind. Not man for the Sabbath, because they're making it a burden rather than what its intention is, being a blessing for man. And because it was made for man back in creation, Jesus saying he's the Son of Man is Lord of even the Sabbath, he's saying he made it. Jesus is saying, I am the Lord of the Sabbath. I made it for mankind. Because when he made it, in Genesis 2, for man, a blessing, it's saying, I'm the Lord. John 1, the Word, he made all things. So he made the Sabbath, right? Jesus. All things were made by him and for him and through him. Things seen and unseen, visible and invisible. Argue with me that Jesus isn't saying he was the one who made the Sabbath at the creation. So when he says it was made for anthropos, not for Jews, not temporary, but all the way back at the beginning, I am Lord of the Sabbath. And it was made for anthropos, mankind, from the beginning. This is a argument for Jesus' deity and the purpose of the Sabbath. Therefore, Mark 2 proves that the Sabbath day stands as an institution by God from the beginning for mankind. He made it before the first man, or he made it for the first people. He set it aside, and then he made it for mankind. We're image bearers. God rested. We're made in his image. Jesus is saying, I made it back then for the benefit of man, not man for the benefit of the Sabbath, because it's a day. The day is for the man who's the image bearer, who does what God does, who needs a day of rest. So, Mark 2:27 and 28 ends the debate. There is no debate. Jesus says the Sabbath is made for man. He doesn't do away with it. He declares what is lawful and his divinity and his authority. And what does he do? He says they made it a burden, doesn't do away with it. He magnifies the law, making it honorable. Game over. Sabbath stands if you follow Jesus.